Fusion 360 is an integrated CAD CAM CAE software which connects entire product development cycle in a single cloud-based package. So this is what Fusion 360 is according to Autodesk website. Now Fusion 360 is same for Mac and Windows users, so the user interface as well as the file format is exactly the same, and that's a great advantage because you can work with Fusion 360 on one operating system and then you can transfer the files to another seamlessly. Fusion 360 being a cloud-based application gets frequent updates, and these updates include the user interface changes. So currently my user interface looks like this, but in your case it may look different when the course goes live. So at the time of recording, this is what Fusion 360 used to look like. But nevertheless, this course will be frequently updated to keep up with the user interface changes and the new features which were being added in Fusion 360. So I'll ensure that we keep up with Fusion 360 updates. Now by default, when you make anything in Fusion 360 and save it, it's saved on Fusion 360 Cloud, which is also a 360 Cloud account. Now you can access these files from your browser, as well as you can access these files right inside Fusion 360. So to access these files, go to this data panel on the top left corner, which looks like this checkerboard icon. And now this will open all the folders and files that I have here. So right now, these are all the files which are inside my sample drawings folder. But now I'll move one step back, and here I have all my current projects as well as some samples, which you will also find when you open the data panel of Fusion 360. Now, when you make a new project right here in this main A360 account, it will be added here, and you can access these files from your cloud account as well. So to add a project, all you've got to do is click this new project and give it a name. So right now, the default name added here is new project. Let's call it sample project, and I'm going to press enter. Now I have one more project here, and that's added here, and now we can start adding our drawings and all the other files related to this project right inside this. So by the time this sample project file is being created, let's look at the recent data file. So when you double click here in the recent data, you are going to see the files on which I have been working recently. So these are all the files on which I recently worked, and this is just a list of all the files, assemblies and drawings. Now I'll move one step back, and now the sample project is ready. So I'm going to double click here, and this will take me to this completely blank folder, sample project. Now here I can create a new folder, or I can upload my drawings, or I can directly start working here, and now all my drawings will be saved here. So this is just like saving your files on local or network drive, but the difference here is these files are saved on your cloud account directly. Now this is the default behavior of Fusion 360, but you can change this and you can save your files locally as well. So to do that, I'm going to open one of the files from my existing samples. So I'll go to sample drawings and I'll open this file. And to open it, all you've got to do is just double click. You can also select it and drag and drop your file inside this work area, and the file will be loaded just like this. So now this file has been loaded here. Now I can close this data panel, and if you make any changes and just hit the save button, which is here on the quick access toolbar, it will be saved once again on the cloud account with a new version. But now if you want to save it locally on your local drive or on network drive, you can go to this file menu, and instead of hitting the save or save as, select export option. And this will allow you to export your file on local drive as well. So the file will be saved with this .f3d format. You can also change your format to something else from this list. So by default, F3D is selected, and I'll keep this format selected, and I'll leave the default name as well, untitled version 2, and it's right now saved on desktop. Now I'm going to click export, and the file is exported on my desktop. Now I'm going to minimize this, And right here we have untitled file, which is basically the F3D file. So you can save it on network drive, you can save it on local drive, as well as you can use the cloud features of Fusion 360 and save your drawings on the cloud. So I'll move back to Fusion 360 and let's see how these files look on your cloud account. So for example, here I have this file, and now if you want to see this file on your cloud account, then just click this drop down here and click this icon, view details on web. Now this will open the default browser. In my case, I've selected Edge as my default browser, and look at this. Now this is just going to open up here in my default browser. And here we are, the file now opened up here with my version 2. Now we also have the version history saved here. So I've got the version 2 as well as version 1, and you can see the preview of both the versions, which kind of look similar in this case. But obviously if you are working on a project and saving it frequently, you will get different files and you can open them as per the versions. Now to view these files, you can click on view, and the file will open up right here in the browser. Now this is great for sending and sharing your finished projects. So here I have lots of tools, and though we are not going to discuss these all tools here, we do have a dedicated video which explains all these in detail. So here we have navigation tools, then some view related tools and the markup tools. We have some measurement tools as well. You can use this to measure different values, and when you want to share this drawing to anyone, then you can also click on share icon right here on the top right corner and select a link and share it. You can also allow the viewers to download it, or you can also password protect this file. So select this checkbox, allow a password, and send this link, and the user will need to enter the password before accessing the file. Now I'm going to close it, and if you want to download the file, or the user receiving this file wants to download it, they can just click this button and download it. So that's an overview of how your file looks on the cloud. Now I'm going to close it, and here we are back in Fusion 360 software. So this software is not installed on cloud, it's not working on your browser, it's a standalone software installed inside your PC and works great without any kind of latency, but it offers the features of the cloud as well as the desktop app. So that was an introduction of Fusion 360.